Hello everybody, this is Mike Prey with Keller Realty. Today we're going to do a little bit of an update leading into fall here. Happy, I guess, end of summer coming up here. A lot of the kids are already in school and some will be in school within the next week or two. And it looks like we're getting ready to move into a fun fall season. I hope that everybody is happy about that or gets used to it quickly. It's always interesting to see as we come to the end of the summer season, what has been happening in real estate through the year up to this point, and also what we can look at maybe going forward. But I am going to say it. Nobody wants to say it, but we're really in a buyer's market out there. And just to give you some general statistics or general information about DFW, this is information between January 1st and August 1st of 2025. Median home sales prices in the DFW area broadly declined, especially in the starter and the mid-tier housing inventory. Housing inventory surged, which created a buyer favorable environment, and a lot of counties saw prices fall year over year. Now there still remains some pockets where there are luxury homes or specific listings that you might have seen small price increases, modest price increases, but the broader trend across the Metroplex was downward pressure on the prices. Also contributing to that, between the first of the year and the 1st of August, housing inventory in DFW rose significantly and listings climbed steadily really through the year thus far, month over month, and year over year inventory really surged upward by more than 50% in some of the DFW metro areas. And those are all clear signs of a transition toward a more balanced, or as I believe we're in, a buyer-friendly market, a buyer's market. And so what that means basically is that it's a good time to buy. There's some other information that might help with that, which indicates increased buyer activity, even in the face of rising inventory. Closed homes in the month of July, for example, were up month over month, 21.9%, which means that there was a pretty active June, probably as far as people going under contract on homes. Year over year, however, the closed homes were down 2.19%. So we're still lagging behind last year. The months of inventory was up about 0.22 months at 4.08 months of inventory. For the year, it was up 0.53 or half a month more inventory than we saw this time last year. We are seeing a slowing in July. We saw a slowing in July of listings going on the market. It was down 8.2% over June, but for the year it was down 10.4%. So people are seeing some of this market activity. The total available homes was down a little bit for the month between June and July, of 7.74%, but for the year, the total available inventory was still up 3.87% from this time last year. The median sales price between June and July was flat at $395,000, but it was down 3.67%. I think it was at the end of July last year, it was $410,000. So that's just indicative of what we've been seeing, prices being lower in some cases month over month and year over year as we go along. So, all of those things combined make a very friendly buyer's market. When we have more inventory on the market, when it's taking a little bit longer for those homes to sell. And a big player in this is the interest rates, of course. The interest rates ended the month of July actually down a little bit. They started to go down a little bit, 0.05. They were at 6.72%, which is still fairly high. We've seen when it's above 6.5, our market is very interest rate sensitive, and it seems to slow things down a little bit. For the year, it was almost flat. It was at 6.73. So the interest rate ended the month of July at just about where we were last year. However, I'm making this video in the early part of August. Interest rates have dropped just recently. They're at about 6.57% for a 30-year fixed conventional mortgage. The FHA, this is your nationwide averages. The FHA is at 6.17%. So those are pretty good rates compared to what we've been seeing. And we're starting to see, obviously, as we saw in those previous numbers, we're seeing some buyer activity. Now, part of that is because sellers, both new home construction and pre-owned homes, are making some concessions in both price and seller contribution that are helping mitigate the high interest rate and creating an additional environment where the buyers can get into these homes and go ahead and purchase. New construction has a little bit too much inventory out there, and as we've talked about, there's fairly high inventory in the pre-owned, at least at this point in time. And so we recently helped a couple contract on a new build here in the Metroplex. The builder was offering 4% interest, $12,000 towards closing costs, and there was a $13,000 price reduction on the home that they purchased. That's pretty significant. That's quite a bit, and it really helped them be able to afford a very nice home and get a monthly payment that they were comfortable with, be able to cover the closing costs, et cetera, et cetera. It made it very nice for them to be able to do that, and we'll close on that home at the end of this month. And what we're getting into now as we move into the fall, a lot of these builders are coming to the end of their fiscal year. And so it's likely that we'll see these kind of incentives continue. And so it's a good time to jump out there and buy. If you'd like to get with me and talk a little bit about what kind of things are available with new homes, I'd be glad to talk to you about that. Also on pre-owned homes, or if you need help to find one, I'm uniquely qualified to help in the new construction industry. We're also seeing similar things, probably not quite to the same extent, but we're seeing price reductions, lower prices and price reductions on purchases. We're seeing seller contributions for the buyers, so that covering closing costs or enabling them to buy down the interest rate. There are just a lot of good things, and there are several loan programs, especially for first-time home buyers, that help cover some closing costs, etc. So there are just a lot of ways that you may not think you can get into a home, but there are a lot of things going on now that would be very helpful for you to do that, and it's very, very buyer friendly at the moment. Also, if you're looking at moving up, but you're noticing that the sales are, the sales prices are going down, medium sales prices are going down, and that sort of thing with your pre-owned home. It is taking a little bit longer, and there are concessions that need to be made. The market is not supporting the prices that it was a year ago, and that's due to a lot of things which we've already discussed. But if you're selling your home and going to turn around and buy one, then the same market conditions that exist for you selling yours exist for that move-up home that you're trying to move into. And so really you're just, apples to apples as far as market effects on the two transactions. So it's still a really good time to sell and buy and move up. And we can talk about that too, and I can help you see or talk about what your situation is specifically and see if things could work out for you to sell your current home and move into that home that you've been looking for. It can be a good opportunity in a lot of cases. But that's really the update as we go into fall. There are always things that happen that make it a good time to buy and sell. You just have to be aware of them and talk to a real estate professional who can help you see if it is a good time for you to sell your home, or a good time for you to move up, or a good time for first-time home buyers. So that's my update. If you do have questions about about what we've talked about today, or if you want to know what's going on in your specific neighborhood or with your specific home, please feel comfortable giving me a call at 469-446-0234. You can email me at mikepray2@gmail.com. If you're seeing this on social media, message me. I'll get back with you, and we can answer any questions that you have, and see if this is a good time for you to buy or to sell a home, and how you might be able to access resources to help you do that. Anyway, have a wonderful approach to fall here. We're not really technically in fall, but things move faster in a lot of different ways in a lot of different places. So that's all I have for today, and I look forward to talking to you next month. Bye-bye.